The Dark Knight rises. Matt Harvey took the mound after a 593-day absence from the game of baseball. Right off the bat, Harvey dominated, giving the Mets fans something to cheer about again. Harvey went 6 innings, allowing 4 hits, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts.
Strasburg had to work around trouble in the first inning, and he's found trouble again. And Kadire lines one over the glove of Uglite into right field. Granderson scores, Wright stops at third. Michael Kadire with his first Mets run batted in. The base.
Along with the pitching power, Mets produced an offense at the plate. The third inning featured Michael Kadire's first Met RBI, as well as Daniel Murphy and Travis d'Arnaud each providing runs of their own. The sixth inning featured David Wright with a 2-run single, extending the Mets' lead to 6.
d'Arnaud, the lead man at third. And Wright lines one into right field, a base hit. d'Arnaud is in. Flores being waved home. Here comes Harper's throw to the plate. It is not in time. A 2-run single for David Wright, and the Mets have a 6-0 lead.
Michael Taylor gets a 2-run double in the 7th, while Reed Johnson hits an RBI single in the 9th to give the Nationals their 3 runs of the game. The win allows the Mets to take the series from the division rival. With dominant pitching and solid hitting, the Mets are emerging as the new face of New York baseball.
1-2. Struck him out. 9 strikeout for Matt Harvey. A magnificent return to action. Harvey back, and back for real.
This has been the Mets recap on FazFest.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good, Alex.
I had fun with that.
Proud of you.
All right, you were saying how Matt Harvey you saw at a country club.
Yes. So, obviously, Matt Harvey had surgery, right?
Of course.
But obviously, he was okay to play golf.
Okay.
So, the caddy said, like, oh, like, are you going to go back to playing this season? And his close to exact response was, if playoffs look good, I'll be back. If not, I'll be back the year after.
When was this? Was this during his surgery season?
I want to say this was mid this summer.
This summer.
Yeah, like this past summer.
I can understand why he might be a little about it, because he hadn't played all year.
Yeah,
Probably talking about it might have been like, he probably talked about it all summer. Then again, like,
You should never act like that to fans.
Make the people happy.
Exactly.
yeah, just be like, you don't have to be like, oh yeah, like whatever. Be like, hey, I'm gonna come back soon. We'll see what happens.
Just be like, yeah, like I've been practicing, like I've been going to the games.
yeah.
Like,
Don't be like, yeah, whatever. I'll see
But
what happens.
Keep in mind, this is during the summer. You said he was still unsure if he was going to play this season. Like towards the beginning of the summer, it was towards the end when baseball started getting closer. It was to the realization, okay, my arm is getting better. I'm really going to start pitching. I mean, the guy only pitched 6 innings last game, so he's still easing into it. He's doing great, as we saw. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. I mean, no runs. He's doing phenomenal. He is definitely the future of this franchise. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not like a...
That doesn't justify him being the way he was and saying those things.
Oh, yeah. But, like, all things aside, like, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I am excited to see, like, what he brings to the Mets table.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Because year after year, like, these past couple of years, like, nothing great has been really popping up, and then Matt Harvey comes along, this whole Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Truly is rising.
Yes,
He is. But then again, be respectful of the fans.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the fans are
Mm-hmm.
what is kind of helping keep the team alive.
Definitely. It's really nice to see, along with Harvey, I like to see, it's great. The Mets have a young pitching staff. They got DeGrom, who didn't play as well the other game, but he's still a young pitcher with great pitching ability. And the fact that yesterday's game just showed what the Mets can do when it comes to power hitting. They didn't need home runs. They didn't need anything. They just need to keep getting men on base and scoring them.
Yeah.
The Mets are known for leaving men on base. It's the most irritating thing. Like, I used to remember watching all last year, all the year before. It's just the Mets would strand base runners every game and every inning. It's ridiculous. And now, with Wright, with Cuttier, with Darno hitting singles, doubles, just moving the bases around.
Yeah.
That's what they need. They don't need power hitting. I mean, they have Duda, they have Wright, they can definitely hit home runs when needed. But the fact that they can get these singles and doubles and move the men around the base, that is a key thing, because now they can back up the pitching. Matt Harvey, when he was pitching, and DeGrom, the young guys, when they were pitching, they're phenomenal pitchers. They would do great, but they never got an offense to back them up.
Yeah.
Now they have an offense to back them up, and it's awesome. I love it. The Mets are going to do great this year. I hope I'm right, but the way they're playing, it's phenomenal. They're doing great. I love it. I'm proud to be a Mets fan again. It's great. Last year was like, yeah, Mets fan, yeah. But
Like
now,
this year, you know what? Hey,
I know it's early.
Mets, loud and proud.
They just took the series from the Nationals.
You know what though? Like I feel like a lot of the times, if you're like struggling, like, if like the team itself is struggling, like the person the fans deserve to be happy, even if it's early. Like you deserve to be happy.
Enjoy it while they can.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Enjoy the success because you have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yep. Well, look at the Yankees. I mean, I don't mean to diss the Yankees. I respect the Yankees. I respect Derek Jeter. But this brings my point to Derek Jeter. It's like last season. It was his last season. Everybody went to Yankee Stadium to see Derek Jeter, and everybody respected him, and he was one of the most iconic baseball players of our time. After the season left, you watched that Yankee game last night. That stadium was empty.
Well, okay. Can I explain one thing?
Sure.
April is really never a really good. April and May are really never good times for MLB attendance in general. You look at it's in the middle of April. It's a weekday. It's 7:00 at night. It's probably 45, 50 degrees out. And if you look at any Yankee game ever, the first 2 months is probably an average of 30,000 people in the stadium. Once it's June and throughout the summer, then you start getting sellouts.
Yeah, no, definitely. You're completely right. But it's the opening series. I mean,
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like opening day was a sellout as it should be.
yes.
And
they lost.
but then again, it kind of you can't really like judge it off the first
Of course
3
not.
games.
Of course not. It's way too early. They just lost the series to Toronto, and definitely in due time in the summer and the warmer days, the fans will come. But honestly, and I don't mean to say this, the Yankees this year are not looking too good.
But
they
then
got
again,
Tanaka,
you
great
never,
pitcher.
you
They
do
got
never,
A-Rod back.
you do never know. You have Jacoby Ellsbury. Jacoby
That-
Ellsbury had a very disappointing year last year. You have a healthy Mark Teixeira, who hopefully can.
Teixeira hit it. Hold on, I have the stats right here actually. Teixeira and A-Rod both hit home runs last night.
And honestly, Alex Rodriguez, hate him or not, he has not been playing that atrociously.
No,
He's
hasn't.
been playing
He's a player.
exactly. He's 30.
He's a player.
He's 39. He's 39. He's not 30-year-old Alex Rodriguez.
He is 39.
He's 39.
Yes.
He's
Wow.
almost 40.
He's also 5 home runs away from Willie Mays.
yeah. He is
and that's happening soon.
and
Of
and
course.
you know what? Hate him or not, he got through the whole steroid thing. It's time to play baseball.
Yeah.
It's
Amen.
time to help the team.
Amen. Enough about the hype. Let's get down to business.
Yep.
It's the time to
You know what?
play.
Last year, for such a bad year the Yankees had, they were 5 games behind the Royals. People forget about that. You're five games behind the Royals. You weren't 5 games or 10 games below 500. They were actually they were like. I'm trying to look.
What? What were you looking at?
They were. Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
They
Come on, dude.
were. We're waiting in suspense, Pat, for your
Oh
answer.
my God.
Is that your final answer?
No. I'd like to call a friend.
You like to phone a friend?
I'd like to phone a friend.
All
All right. Well, anyway, you get my point. It is April 10th.
It's early.
The season ends.
They just played one series.
The season ends when we come back. Am I saying the Yankees are going to be a powerhouse team this year? No. Am I going to even say that they're going to be that good of a team this year? No. But this early in the season,
It's hard to tell.
the Yankees were 84-78 last year. Is that an awful season?
No, of course not.
Coming out on top.
You're 6 games over 500. So was it disappointing? Was it disappointing? Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely. And I will be the first one to say it. But if it's 60 and 60 and 80, then that is awful.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're 6 games over 500 where half the team was gone, Pitching was atrocious because you had everyone who was injured. Like, you have to look at some bright spots here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait until mid-June to make my statement on who's the best team and who's the worst team.
Well, I'm not saying the Mets are the best team, but they're definitely looking like they're gonna have a lot of potential this season. And it's nice to see. Growing up a Mets fan, and the only time I ever remember the Mets being the team was 2006 and 2000.
2007, 2008, the 2007 collapse, and when the Braves made the playoffs,
Do not remind me of that. Was on my birthday.
that was that stinks. Well, that was one of those times too. The Mets were projected to be a very good team, and then 2008 they lost to the Marlins the last game at Shea Stadium.
Don't remind me. Rest
It
in peace,
happens.
Shea Stadium. Love that stadium. Love it. I grew up with that stadium. But what are you gonna do? All right, real quick, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with Sean and his entertainment news here on WICR Fast Fest.
Princess of Wales began to fall apart after the breaking news